Woohoo! We are live. Hello. Can you see me? Oops. Hi, guys. I cannot not go live. Like, I just can't. I'm like addicted. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. So today is, what day is today? Oh, I got to do something. So while you guys are coming on board, I just want to check something. Hold on. I am checking something. Transformate. Okay, perfect. StreamYard. Here I am. Hello. I'm using StreamYard again, guys, so I can't see all your names, but let me pop onto Facebook. I guess I am live because somebody sees me. Yay, I always need to make sure. I like StreamYard because it's very stable, and I also get to record it, and it's great for me. So, hi, everybody. That must be Rivka. Is that Rivka? Who's saying hi to me? Who's saying hi? Hello, who's saying hi? Dating and love, foot rub, or money. Why did I pick this subject? This is what happened. There was somebody, oh, it says, is live now. Amazing. Great. Am I on the right page? I am. Awesome. Hi, guys. Hi, Tia. Hi, gorgeous. Rivka, of course. So I was messengering with, I don't want to mention her name, but she was talking about a guy giving her a foot rub, and then she's like, he has no money. And I'm like, that's it. We're going live on that subject. It was so funny. I'm like, how can I not talk about, foot rub versus money, right? These are the things that we have to go through, right? And when we get a divorce, we're choosing. We're like, okay, what's the minimal? What are we talking about minimal here? It can be that bad. Actually, it can be that bad. So, I'm going to go straight into it. Obviously, why are we here? Like, what is this all about? It's about love. I talk about love in a big way because I'm all about mush. People that personally know me, yes, giving of yourself, absolutely. I'm just going to pop here into the group to make sure if there's ever any problems, guys, just let me know, okay? Because I'm on StreamYard, so I don't see it as well as you guys do in case there's a problem, but it looks good. I'm just popping on my phone here to make sure I'm live. I got to find it. Yes, giving of yourself. So, divorce is why? Because we didn't have love, right? I mean, why? At the end of the day, apart from all the drama and the chaos and the pain and the arguing and the yelling and the narcissism and verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and unfortunately, some of us have even experienced physical abuse. That makes me really nauseous. Like, I get upset. That stuff, that's just so unacceptable to me. Okay, good. I'm checking. See, I'm on the, woo, there I am. I like to just make sure I'm on there. At the end of the day, why are we going through divorce? What is it that we want? We want love. We want love. And when a lot of us kind of got married before, Tinder and Match and JDate and, Bumble and all those things came out, right? So a lot of us really didn't have that. Some of us might have. The age group here is usually, we're here like mid-30s to mid-50s, I think, is the age group based on how long we've been married. There's some older, some younger. There are some women in their 20s, but the core of us, obviously those in their 40s and 50s didn't get to see the apps. Those maybe, younger did. But let's face it, it's just, it's like throwing a net. I called it, we're going fishing. When we start dating, I call it fishing. It's like you're throwing a net into the ocean, you're pulling in all this fish, and you got to say, okay, what's in there? It's truly a funnel. I'm a recruiter by profession. And I remember when I started this whole dating thing, I used to look at it like a recruiter. I'm like, okay, I have a job opening. I got to post it. I got to go on LinkedIn. I got to go on Google. I got to go on Indeed, on monster.com. And I'd post the job, and the guy, the candidates would come, and I'd vet them, screen them, get them. And like 10 candidates, the 10 had interviews, 3, blah, blah. That's how dating is. That's really how dating is. I think what happens with a lot of us, oh, yes, I want to say hello. So everyone's saying hi. I'm so cute. You guys are all saying hi. I'm going to see if I can, I can see who's saying hi on there. So I want to make sure I say, so hello. Yes, this was lacking in the end and throughout. Wanted connection, time, and not gifts. I said very specifically, I can't even talk, but he did not want to give. That's the problem. Like we most women, I think few women, most women fight hard for the marriage. I mean, it's a natural part of who we are. Women are fighters. We protect what we have, and we're gonna fight for it. Oh, good. I can see your names here. Oh, it was Rivka that said that. Stephanie's saying hello. Hi, gorgeous. Okay, perfect. The mindset with dating, guys, the mindset with chapter 2, for some of us, chapter 3, and a couple even chapter 4, is that it's not about the guy. I think we had somebody on the Zoom last week or this week, whenever it was, and she said, this is what she said in the Zoom. She goes, I really hope that he'll like me. So when you say, I really hope he'll like me, that is a lack. That's coming from a point of neediness. That's coming from a point of lack. It's coming from a point of fear. It's coming from repelling a good guy, because you're giving your power of you as a woman and what you're all about, and the fact that we're stepping up now and finally being free to who we are, and we're going to go out there and date and say, I hope he likes who I am. No, 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 no. Hell no. This is what you say when you date. I hope I like him. I hope I like him. I wonder if I'll like him. I wonder if, I'll be into him. I wonder if tonight will be a waste of time for me or not. Like, that's what I did. Like, this is not about will he like me, because the minute you start doing this, the minute you start going there, you will never have the upper hand in the relationship. So how do you even start dating with an abundant mindset? Well, we've already gotten a divorce. So that means we've been married, we know what it's all about, and we have our kids. For most of us, again, there's some women here that are single, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't even really matter. We've been down this road. So the bulk of us, we've been married, we have our kids. I know we so very much want a great man. That's a normal thing. A couple of women are like, I don't want a man. I never believe with a man. Look, why say that? It's not true. It's a temporary crisis, 1 or 2 years in our lifespan of being 30s or 40s or 50s, wherever you're in your life. It's really not a long time. I remember when I got a divorce and somebody said, it's going to take you a couple of years. I'm like, a couple of years? It's like, that sounds so forever. I'm like, well, that's been 5 years. Like, whoa, that was like blink and it's over. So the key when it comes to dating, first and foremost, is the mindset that we are not latchy. This is not about, oh, is he going to like me? No. Because if we say, is he going to like me, then does that mean you are not sure if you like yourself? See, this is what my Fearless Woman by the way, at the end of this live, I'm going to talk about my program because it starts Tuesday, by the way. A woman must be madly and passionately in love with herself. Like, you have to be so into you. Like, I'm so into me. I like me. I'm into me. That's why I like being alone, because I actually enjoy my own company. I have like you should see my desk. I have paperwork and projects, and I'm reading. I have all these books I want to read. I have like so many things I want to do. I want to write a book. Like, it's so fun. See, so the other day we were also on the Zoom. The Zooms are so special, guys. I really want you to try. And I added a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and I'll even add a third. Like, it was such a beautiful meeting. We were only 4 women. So when we talked about it, this woman was on there and she's going through, she just left her husband. Very, very difficult situation for her. So we're like, okay, we had an intervention. We're like, 2 years and not allowed to marry a guy, because she married a guy way too fast after her first one, whatever. So she says, Revi, you said we have to date ourselves. I don't even know how to do that. What? You don't even know how to date yourself? So before we even start with the dating and the man and all that, and of course we should, and by the way, we're grown women. I'm not saying don't date. Like, people like, I get it on TikTok. I've been divorced 5 months. Is it okay if I start dating? I'm like, honey, you're a grown woman. Like, I'm just giving you parameters. Like, these are just my thoughts. I'm just a woman who is passionate about these thoughts and opinions, because my whole life I told you, I wasn't even on the list. I was on the bottom of the list. There was no I, there was only him. And I'm so sick of it that I'm doing something about it. I'm creating thoughts and ideas in your heads that I bet many never even knew about, like there's an I involved, like the I pronoun. I was there. I didn't even exist. So, the thing with the dating is you have to date yourself. What does that mean? Well, it means you have to get to know who you are. You have to be so madly crazy in love with yourself that when you show up, you have like nothing to prove, nothing to be worried about. Like you're natural, you're effortless, you're easy. When you're natural and you're effortless and you're easy, it means Pam is watching. Hi, Pam. Yay. When you're natural and you're effortless, you're easy, then you're going to attract somebody who's also just grounded and good with where he is. It's so hard. I know it's hard. Because when I left my husband, I was a nut job. I was mashugana crazy. I mean, these men that I met, I swear to God, made my husband look like a pussycat. Like I was eaten up. I was eaten up. And I worked so hard. And then towards the end of my dating, I like shifted big time. And I saw the results. I saw the results from when I started dating to not. And it was amazing because I just got so into me. So the key, the biggest key, there's two big things, in my opinion, that will really empower you to not have that, will he like me? Will he like me? No, that's so over. We're grown women now. It's not how it happens. As grown women, there's no will he like me. It's this is who I am. Will I like you? And we'll go out, we'll either connect or we won't. Yeah, there were guys I liked that didn't like me. I was a little bummed out, but there was no true time invested. Come on, guys. Like that, by the way, that's the other thing. Like I remember there was one woman I was working with, and she was heartbroken. Why? Because for like 3 or 4 weeks, they were texting, FaceTiming, there was a connection, and they went and they met. I'm going to be in my cocoon, Stephanie saying, for at least a year or two, need to be healing, not worried about being single for a while. There it is. There it is. However long your cocoon is, it could be 6 months, it could be 3 years, it could be 9 months. We're going to be in the cocoon however long we need to be in the cocoon. That's even better. Don't even give yourself a deadline. Don't even give yourself a timetable. How about that? How about surrendering to that without even that? And then, yes, don't worry about being single. Why worry? Again, the worrying is lack. See, everything comes down to belief. I mean, this is the work that I've done in the last few years. It's true. See, it doesn't matter the actions. I don't care if you tell me that you need to work and make money and you're doing everything for that, applying for jobs, interviewing, and it's not working. The actions is not the reason. See, actions don't really matter. It's what you believe that matters. That's what it is. So the belief system that you have is going to really provide the energy and the aura and the attraction for the action. So if you're doing something and it's not working, that means there's a belief system in there that's not jiving. So you got to be honest with yourself. Yes, it's on the list, but not on the top. Who said that? Rivka. Yeah, I know, my lovey. But I'm glad it's at least on the list, because with you a while ago, it wasn't even on the list. You're like, no, we don't want to be no. One woman said, I never want to be with, why? You never want to, that's your choice, but why? There's a really good post I think I put in the tribe that, love was not what hurt you, was that specific man. That doesn't mean love is bad. It's just that man didn't work out. That relationship didn't work out. That doesn't mean love doesn't work out. That's not true. We all know people that have great relationships. We all know people that have been married for 40, 50 years. And even though they fight and all that, they have grown old together and it works. We know what that's about. It's not easy being married. But if it works, it works. If the guy's good, it's good. We have friends and couples that are still happily married. And yes, some of them aren't so happily, but there's still a lot of good. So we have evidence that they're good men. And what I want you to do more than anything is to observe your friends who are still married and look at the men that you admire. I'm not saying, of course, in any sexual or physical way, but seek evidence in your circle of friends to show that there are good men out there. Because what happens with a lot of us in here is we have a firm belief that good men don't exist, because that has been our evidence with our husbands, and that stems from issues from childhood. Usually that's where it comes from, a lot of trauma from childhood. In my program, we do go there. You can't not go there. You can't not go there, because we have these limiting beliefs that were implanted in us when we were younger that we didn't create. It was done for us, because when we're young, we don't have our own thoughts. Like, if you think about it, that's puberty, right? When you're a teenager, you start thinking for yourself. But think about it, when you were really small, we don't have that brain. I don't ever remember thinking for myself until I was really in high school. So what happens when we're smaller, we get these events, these scenarios, these factual events, these real events that occur, and then we have feelings about it that no one affirms and no one expresses, and then we create all these interpretations that are BS. Got to be careful. It's fake. Call it my F3 model: facts, feelings, and fiction. Facts, feelings, and fictions. I talk about that in my model too, in my program. And what happens, we then have belief system from our childhood about men and anything to do with that, whatever the trauma may be. Then we create that in our marriages, and then we're like, it'll never happen again. I won't let that happen again. But whatever things that have occurred, if you don't deal with it, it'll happen again. How many, you guys know exactly, I added to the list number 3. What's number 3, Rivka? How many of you guys know of couples that got married and second time around so fast and got a divorce? I do. Do you guys know of couples that quickly got married right away and then got a divorce like 2 years later? I know of at least four of them, which is one of the reasons why I knew very much. I don't have so much an issue with dating, but the marriage thing can happen right away. That's for sure. Dating is fine, as long as you don't start, with him moving in. I had one friend of mine, within a month of her leaving her home and moving into an apartment, she had the guy move in. I thought she was crazy. Madly in love. He's so different, this and that. Of course, it was a disaster. Within 4 months, she kicked him out. But who wants to create all that trauma and your kids see it? And it's just stop. So it depends where you are in your process. You could be going through divorce. You could be divorced a couple of years. I know a lot of the women that have signed up in the group, I think all of them have been divorced for several years. So it is a process. If you're like in the middle of the divorce, this program is probably not going to be for you, because you're dealing with chaos, right? We have to get secure. I'm sorry, we have to get stable, secure, and then we're free. But you got to stabilize. First, you got to stabilize the crazy. Then you get secure in it, and then you can be free. Then you truly can start dating and meeting men, because you gotta fix what's going on in the house and the home and your four walls. So, back to the guy thing, there's 2 ways of really having the abundant mindset. Number 1, you have to be absolutely okay being alone. That's very important, because a lot of women are so afraid to be alone that's the lack. So the minute you have fearful of being alone, I won't be with a man, I'll be alone, you're latchy. And when we're latchy, we're going to find a guy. Guys, there's plenty of guys out there. Trust me. Finding the guys is not the problem. It's just finding the right guy is hard. But we're going fishing. We're having fun. You got to look at it as a game. That's really the key with it. Is don't latch on to the guy. Like, you're meeting a guy, you're like, he's the one. Oh, that's what happened with that one woman. She was heartbroken. Sorry, I distracted there. And they went on a date. They had a very nice time, a lovely time. They were talking around 4 weeks. She was gaga goo, which she shouldn't have been, but she was. So she let herself get totally carried away. They had a great night. Nothing deep happened. I think they made out, they had fun, whatever. The next day he texted her and he said, it's a no. She was devastated. She was so heartbroken. I'm like, why? She's like, well, I thought he was the one. I'm like, you're FaceTiming him for 4 weeks and talking to him and you think and how dare he? And I'm like, listen, he told you right away. Like, at least he's a grown up. There's a lot of men out there that just ghost you or disappear and pull all that nonsense and play games with you. So at least you have evidence that he's a man. You guys met, the chemistry wasn't there because physical experience is not the same as the FaceTime. Guys, come on. So she realized that the problem was she shouldn't have done that. She gave him way too much power. Can't give the guy all that power. It's our power. I'm the shiznik. Like you, I'm a great woman. I'm a kind woman. I'm a good person. I'm honest. I'm giving. I'm loving. I'm a nurturing woman. I'm sensitive. I'm kind. This is what I'm talking about. Who are you? When I ask you those questions, who are you? You need to say these things. I'm kind. I'm giving. I'm gentle. I'm generous. I'm sensitive. I'm a giver. I love, hiking. I love swimming. I love the ocean. I love traveling. I love reading. I'm a poet. This is what you need to start doing. A lot of my program, again, I talk about that. We work on, figuring out who you are. Like that's called dating yourself. Like that one woman said, I don't know what that means. Well, why don't you just sit down and write down what you like to do, what you enjoy doing, what makes you happy, what's important to you, what are your values? God, no God, religion, yoga, meditation, hiking, cooking, politics, whatever, teenage issues, health, wellness. Like, my God, the world is so interesting. So you have to be interesting and you have to be interested. So the first element is you can't be afraid to be alone. I got to the point that I just came to terms with that. And I'm like, you know what? Major check mark. I got my kids. Like, guys, we have our children. Like that's like a big check mark. Bravo. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we have our kids and we were married. Okay, so it didn't work out. Fine. But we know what it's about. It's not Cinderella. No marriage is Cinderella. I don't even care those people that are married 40, 50 years. We know that they've had fights and arguments. Like, come on. So that's number one. Number two, I believe that you have to be whole with the fact that life is finite. So when you get a grasp of life being finite, and it is, you start living your life, right? Because a lot of people don't recognize, they don't go there. They don't go there with life being finite. Life is finite. Life is finite. I had a situation a couple of years ago that I almost died. And it was like, wow, there was no reason for it. And it was really frightening. And I'm like, you know what? Charlene, me too. No interest in dating right now. All right, girlfriend, you don't have to date, but that doesn't mean we don't want a guy. I like that you don't want to date. I'm all in, but we don't say no to the man. So we were just talking, Charlene, I think you were probably listening, but you have to acknowledge that there's a sense of urgency to live life. You can't pretend that life is forever. My father went to get shaving cream at 7:20 in the morning, whenever it was, January 25th, and by 7:40 in the morning, he was crushed between a truck and a trailer and died instantly. Like that. Well, I was ziplining in Jamaica on a cruise ship, 7-day cruise, like that. So when you have a sense and comprehension, because you're a grown woman and you're an adult, that life is finite and it's not up to you to decide when that ends, it's up to this. And when you are fearless in being alone, you can meet a great man, and you will, 1,000%. Because coming in at that point of strength, coming in that point of security, of being grounded and rooted in you as a human, as a woman, as a physical being, who's not going to want to be with you? The aura that you're going to exude is incredible. because then there is no fear. See, the lack, the neediness comes, the deficiency comes from these fears. Oh, he won't, I hope he likes me. What if he doesn't like my hair? What if he thinks I'm not skinny enough? What if he doesn't think I'm smart enough? I had one friend of mine that would yell at her kids and say, you know, don't interrupt me because you're going to screw it up. I was like, whoa, what? She's like, yeah, they're going to screw it up. I'm like, kids come with the package is kind of inclusive of children. Like, what are you doing? She was so needy. She like pretended there was no kids. And again, there's the whole thing with kids. I talk about the program. Forget the kids. Like you again, when it comes to a man, like decide what you want. Like that's the other thing too. What is it that you want? It's like with goals. What is it that you want? It's up to you to figure that out. And once you know what that is, you can have fun dating. And then you know what you're looking for. So your brain is a big magnet. It's going to be an antenna. It's going to find that. But if you're being wishy-washy and being latchy and needy, that's not good. I have to find myself again before I can give myself to a man again. Charlene, I am so correcting you, girlfriend. Big time. Big time. Don't be sorry, Charlene. Do not be sorry. I was very empowered from what happened in my life. And I believe that everything comes to us for purpose, not on purpose. I'm a big believer of tikkun, which is a personal development and transformation on an energetic level on this planet. So whatever happens to us is done for the purpose of transformation and growth as a human. So I believe God gives you what you can handle, and I can handle it. I have to find myself again. Love that. And I love that you said again, because it sounds like you knew yourself and then you lost yourself and immersed it, which is totally normal. Before I can give myself to a man again, hell friggin' no. You will never, ever give yourself to a man again. Therein lies the paradigm shift. Therein lies the paradigm shift. We don't give ourselves to a man, ever. We don't give ourselves to anyone. Maybe to God. I can have a discussion about that. We give ourselves to ourselves. That's what makes us whole, Charlene, is being whole. When we give ourselves to ourselves. Because the minute we give ourselves to him, you're lack, you're deficient, you're needy. See, a man doesn't complete you. A man should complement you. A man should never complete you. When we latch onto a man to complete us, it won't work. It won't work. You'll always be yearning. Even couples that are married for a long time, why do they get to that point? Because we evolve as humans, and a man, we have to self-fulfill. We have to self-fulfill. That's what happens when we get older. Like when we're in our 20s, we don't really get that, and we're just interested in getting married and having kids. That's why like people get mad at themselves. Like, my God, look what I did. I was so stupid and dumb. I saw the red flags. No, like at that point, it was what you needed to do. I used to get really mad at myself for what I did, because of course I had red flags too. My God, my dad and my sister called me a week before I was getting married, and they had an intervention, and they said, Revy, if you want to cancel the wedding, we'll pay for everything. And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't even know what they were talking about. They saw everything. I saw nothing. I saw nothing. Of course, now I see everything. But the woman I am today is not the woman I was then. That's what I'm talking about with you guys. So the woman that you are now is not the woman that married him. So why would you get so, I think it was maybe Charlene or somebody else. Do I have a 6 p.m.? It's telling me I have a 6 p.m. with somebody. Oops. Oh, what time is it? I talk too much. Hold on. 5:30. Okay, we're good. I do have a 6 o'clock Zoom call with someone. Sorry, came on my phone. The woman we married, but the woman we were when we married him is not the woman we are today. So why would you go there and say, why did I do it? What was wrong with me? But two different people. Hello. I have started dating. Oh, Who said that? Let me go to my Facebook so I can see that. I don't say I've started dating and I've been enjoying it. My marriage was over long before I decided on divorce due to his behavior. Good for you. This is my time. Yes. My time. It's my time. Yes, it is. Me, myself, and I think I did a post. Is it him, her, they, them? Or is it me, myself, and I? Me, myself, and I. Say it. Me, myself, and I. Say it. Me, myself, and I. Type it. Me, myself, and I. Everything's about me, myself, and I. I'm viscerally selfish for you guys. Like I push the I pronoun. I push the me pronoun. I'm going to push the myself pronoun on you. That's the mindset. Because, Charlene, girlfriend, we will never give ourselves to a man again. Been there, done that, did not work. Been there, done that, did not work. Now, when we show up and we've given ourselves and we show up as a whole woman, we attract a whole man, and all of a sudden you're in business because now you have a whole man, a whole woman, you have a third unit, and you're going to still go your own ways, live your own life, but you do it together. You're going to go out and you're going to go in. You're going to go out and you're going to go in. And that's the beauty. And sometimes you might go this way, but it flows like water. Me, myself, and I all the way. Me, myself, and I. I'm like, everything I do, I'm like, is it good for me? Do I like it? Does it make me feel good? If it doesn't make me feel good, the answer is no. Like every decision I make is for me. Everything I now told my kids, I'm like, FYI, my sons were 18 and 21, but they still live at home because they like the nest. They like the nest. They may have moved out from the nest, but they still sleep in the nest. I'm like, no dinner. No, I'm not cooking for the next 6 weeks because I'm starting my program. So I'm out of there because I'm like, I'm not going to worry about their dinner. They should worry about my dinner. So they said, and by the way, they're so cute now. My boys are like, Mom, we're ordering sushi. Do you want? I'm like, yes, yes. This is what I want. Me, myself, and I. This is what chapter 2 or chapter 3, whatever it is all about, guys. It's all about us. And you know, I cracked up because of the foot rub versus the money. And she said that, you know, I choose a foot rub. That's me. Because, you know, for me, money is good. I'm good with my money. I'm not needy for like that specific situation that was really, really bad. Like, yeah, she was right, you know, with the money, like her specific example was correct. But big picture, I'm talking big picture. I'm like, I'm not saying for you guys to obviously support a guy full-time, have him move in and all that nonsense. But me, myself, and I, woohoo, yay. I need touch. A lot of women here, we're so depleted for love and touch. It's just, we're like this, I call it a dehydrated twig, a plant. So I love having you see all my videos is with my beautiful plant because this is life to me. This is gorgeous green, and I touch sometimes the dirt because it's energy, it's earth. I want this next to me. And that's what we need. We need water, we need vitamins, we need sun because we're so depleted. And when you date from a point of depletion, you will just find a guy who has drama and issues too. So when we work hard, then it doesn't matter foot rub or money because hopefully you'll get both. Like, well, why not have both? Both is good. I want to have a man who has money. Why wouldn't I? But I don't need a man who has money. But I know that I need a man who's going to want to give me a foot rub. Like the massages for me are non-negotiable. Touch I have to have, I've discovered. Yeah. There's a really good book. I think we just did a list of books. I'm going to put the link on there, some books that I recommend. I'll put it. I keep forgetting to do it because I'm getting ready for the thing next week. And I'm still working in my recruiting business. So juggling 2 major projects. But the language of love, guys, is a big deal. And you can go online and just do the quizzes. But touch, I really believe touch. I discovered that not all people need touch. I find that the women in this group, because we're here and because we've had these dysfunctional and unhealthy, toxic types of men, we are the kinds of women that do need touch. We tend to be more sensitive. I think I forget who it was, somebody told me they're an empath. They're very sensitive and kind. When we are so sensitive, we are people that need touch, because when we need touch, that means the sensuality of that energy is so important to us. My ex-husband hated to be touched. Like he hated it. Imagine how dysfunctional that was when I will take touch over anything. And he hated it. And by the way, I've noticed now that I'm so aware, I'm like one giant flash. Like I'm aware of everything. I even see women. I can already assess what kind of, love they like. I know one friend who, I know when I will go to kiss her and give her a hug, she'll like, when you hug somebody, they really hug, or if you hug and they're like, that's a person who hates to be touched. I made it, Lisa, girlfriend, I know, but I'm going to have to end in a few minutes because she's at her dad's, yummy. Probably can talk for another 5 minutes or so, guys. We'll see how it goes because I've got a 6 o'clock Zoom. So it's very important to recognize that, yeah, if you want money and you want the foot rub, you can have both. But ultimately, you have to make some decisions of what it is that you want, because you do need to be clear on what's important to you within reason. Like, don't tell me you want a guy who has a mansion in Monaco and a yacht and a home in LA, a home in New York. Like, I'm not saying that we can't have that. And we absolutely can. I met some very, very, very wealthy men. So anything is possible. That's not the point. The point is, what do you want? And it has to come down to just being very realistic, and it comes down to the touch and the love. And I have even, I think, a TikTok video, and I have a blueprint, a dating blueprint on my website. To me, a big way of assessing if a man is good is how he is with his mother, how he is with his children, because that's an emotional relationship. So if you observe how a man you're going out with and you see how he's with his kids, like I had this one guy went on one date. Like my dates, by the way, were always coffee. I didn't do more than that. I had other women, they're like, when I'm going out, he's going to spend $200 on me for dinner. I'm like, that's lack. That's lack. I want a delicious man. See, Lisa, she's a sensual woman. You're going to get that, girlfriend. You are. Because you know what you want. But you just got to have fun. We're playing baseball. We're hitting the ball, but we got to play. We can't wait. We got to play. We got to show up and play. But remember, am I going to do a foul? Am I going to get a strikeout? Am I going to, walk to first base? Am I going to hit the ball to first base? You will get the home run. Of course you will. There's a lid for every pot. There's multiple lids. Multiple. Guys, we had boyfriends in high school and college and all that. We know that. Men are like, look at friends. You've had friends that have come and gone. You've had friends that are still in your life. You gotta have fun with it, because we know life is finite and we're not afraid to be alone, because we're busy with our life, because we're making money and we're exercising. We want to be strong. I think I'm a little crooked here. Is that good? We want to be strong. And we want to taste life, feel life, touch life, smell life, see life. So interesting. And that's what I'm all about. It's a beautiful experience. To me, a divorce, how hard it is and how emotionally painful it is. If we do it from a point of abundance, if we do it from a point that I'm the shiznick, I'm a great person and I'm a catch, and you just show up and you meet a guy, you talk to him and you just talk. You don't have to tell him your life drama. You don't have to tell him about your crazy ex. Why are you even going there? Talk about like what's going on right now, or what happened with your dog, or, oh my God, I made this for dinner. Like, start getting involved in just life. Make it light. And I'm too sensual, so it's painful to even think about it and not to receive. So let me see who said that. It's painful to even think about it, about not to receive. So the word painful is a very strong word. So I'm sorry that it's painful for you. Imagine when you're so sensual and you say the word pain, right? Imagine how emotion creates that pain. It's not like a real physical, like something hitting you, right? Isn't it amazing how emotion creates pain? That's how powerful the energy is. So, when you're sensual like that, you need to practice boundaries. And that's the other thing that I work a lot in the program, and I even have it on TikTok. Like, you have to be the one that protects yourself, because there's a lot of crazy cuckoo, mashugana, nutso men out there. So if you have boundaries, not boundaries that you're going to tell them, oh, you can't do X, Y, and Z, but you know what the boundaries are. You're going to exude that and be that. And your sensuality and your sensitivity doesn't have to be compromised, but it does have to be protected. Do you understand the difference? And the only one that can truly protect that is you. See, we always think the guy should know, the guy should figure it out, the guy should behave. No, that's not true. Like attracts like. So if you're leaning on to the guy to do that, that means you're not doing it for yourself. Now, when you start doing it for yourself, I promise you the guy will 1000% do it for you. That's the mindset. It's the belief system again. But it's not the belief system. See, the belief system, here it is. This is the big one. The belief system isn't about the man doing it. The belief system is that, oh, it's Tracy, hi, gorgeous. It's the belief system that you're doing it. Do you understand? You're doing it. See, you think it's you believing that a man like that will treat you well, but you don't even treat yourself well. That's the truth. See, so if we're not even treating ourselves well, why should a guy treat us well? Like, so if we're here, we're going to get this. But if you start going up here, you won't get this. Now, this doesn't happen so easily. So start giving yourself, I so believe you. I've come so far and I can never forgive him. Shame. You have to release that, Lisa. You have to release it. You can forgive, but you can't forget. When you don't forgive, you have that rage, anger, hurt, pain. It's still in you. You're going to get there. He did hurt you very badly. I don't know if you guys heard Lisa's live. You can look it up. I have it marked it live, or look under Lisa. She shared a lot a couple of weeks ago about her story. I had to forgive him, of course. If you don't forgive, you're hurting. I'm not saying forget, and I'm not saying don't, you have to, you don't have to forget. You can forget if you want to, if you've made peace with it, but you don't have to. You don't have to. But the key is to learn from it. True self-actualization and understanding of life is when you can actually get to a point in your life, in your human existence, that there's zero blame. It's not even his fault. It's not even your fault. I used to be like, I've come so far, beautiful. Yeah. It's a point of, I used to be like, I can't blame him. I have to blame myself. That's where I was a couple of years ago. Now I'm like, I don't even blame myself. I'm like, okay, this is what happened. What have I learned from it? And how do I make sure that I evolve as a human being to make sure it doesn't happen again? I'm Jewish. I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. You know that I'm into energy, yoga, meditation, acupuncture. I believe in the energy source of life and chakras and all that. I'm learning all about it in Reiki. This is what I'm talking about. Dating yourself, being interested in fascinating things. I forgot what I was going to tell you guys. I don't remember. I guess it wasn't that important. It'll come back to me. But the self-actualization. When you come to a point of really learning the growth, there's no blame. It just happened and it helped me get where I am. That's right, Lisa. That's really good. Because that's part of her journey. I was telling you about the whole Jewish thing. Right, so in Hebrew is a very mystical language. And the words in Hebrew mean things. It's almost spooky. And the word in Hebrew of human being in Hebrew is, I speak fluent Hebrew, is Ben Adam. Now, let me tell you what that word means, because I just figured that out. I learned about it or read it somewhere. So Ben Adam is 2 syllables, Ben, which means child. So in Hebrew, when you say Ben, it means child. And Adam is Adam, like Adam and Eve. So human being in Hebrew is Ben Adam, son of Adam, child of Adam, Ben Adam. So do you understand that we as humans what is Ben Adam? Son of Adam, child of Adam. It's child of God. Do you understand like how miraculous we are? So this concept of abundance, of comprehension, of understanding that the being whole, the being happy, the love, we must do it to ourselves first. We can't truly love a man until we love ourselves. And we know we don't love ourselves because of the man that we had. Your reality will reflect your belief system. I don't care what you do. I don't care what actions you take. If you don't have money, it's because you believe you don't have money. If you don't have a job, it's because you believe you don't. I don't care how many interviews you're going to, how many testing things you do. I don't care how many dates you're going on. If you don't believe you're worthy of a good man. And that's the work that has to be done. And the more you do that work, the more you become a grown woman. We're all grown women, guys. We're not kids anymore. To me, the minute we have kids, we're grown women. I love me, some of me. Honest. Lisa's being honest. See, when you can start being honest, I think one of my discussions, I've scheduled it out, but I think one of them is, what don't you like about yourself? See, that's called getting to know who you are. Getting to know who you are is not just about what you like about yourself and embracing and being interested and curious. It's also working on your crap, because we have crap. We have stuff. We have stuff that makes us not a nice person. You know, we all like to believe that it's not us, but there's two people in that marriage. So I'm not saying you're a bad person, but I'm saying there's things about you that you need to work on. So foot rub or money. I think the consensus is definitely foot rub from the comments we got. I know I'm all into that, but you can have it all. And when you come from the point of all is possible, and I am open to possibility, and I am just a good, kind, wonderful, giving, loving, nurturing woman, and I want a good, kind, loving, giving, nurturing man, and he's out there, and I can't wait to meet him. And meanwhile, I'm just going to go out there and do me and be me and have fun. It'll happen. And when you just show up without all that weight of all that pressure of the one, because you know life is finite and you're okay to be alone, you come from this point of wholeness and security. And it's just such a better way to date after divorce. It just really is. If he gives you foot rubs, but you have to support him, yeah, we said no. Yeah. And you know what, Lisa, I'm going to tell you something else. It's your decision. Like, I'm actually going to take back what I just said. I'm going to take back what I just said. It's your decision. We're grown women. You can do what you want. If it doesn't feel right, then it's no. If it feels right, then it's okay. I can't answer that question. You know, to me, the most important thing is that he has to love me and touch me, and I want him to be the wind in my back. Like he needs to complement me, not complete me. So I know I live in Boca. There's a lot of women here with a lot of money, and they have younger men, and they're very happy with that. I'm not there to judge them. You're happy, go for it. It's chapter 2 for us, or chapter 3, whatever it is. It's your decision. It's your decision. You know, for me, I had certain barriers that were unacceptable. I can't do drugs. Like, you know, I had my levels. He has to be on my level. There's your answer. There it is. So yeah, Lisa, that's not okay for you. That's your decision. There's women out there that's not a problem for them to support the guy. Just like there's plenty of men out there that have no problem supporting a woman. Relax. But it has to be here for you. This is what matters. When this is good, to me, that's good. That's good. Okay, guys, we're done for my rubbing the foot and money. The wind beneath my wings. That's right. Everyone blow. And then we say me, myself, and I. So this is what I immerse you like. Okay, so now we're done with today. Just so you guys know, we're not talking about, I want to talk a little bit about my Fearless Woman Transformation Program. It starts Tuesday. I'm going to share my screen so you can see Lisa, gorgeous. She's great. What an illuminated light you are. So guys, my Fearless Woman Transformation Program really, where'd you go? To me, it's let's see, Chrome tab. Here it is. Share, should work. Okay, there we go. I'm on there, right? So there we go. Woohoo. So guys, this starts Tuesday. It's my first ever program. I do plan to make it bigger and better. Obviously, you know, the price will go up once I do that. And let's kind of go through it. It's $300, so it's a total inaugural price. What the program is going to be, it's 6 weeks. Let me pop down there. It's 6 weeks of me, cute little me right here. We're going to do live group coaching every Tuesday starting July 21st for probably around 90 minutes. Sometimes it might go over, but I think 90 minutes will be enough. It should be enough. There is a private Facebook community that, you know, we will do Q&As on Thursdays at probably 2 to 3, where all the questions from the material is. I give you my, this is extra, you know, if you need it, people who are looking for work. I have a whole e-course about how to find a job. As you know, my profession has been a recruiting. I worked in Wall Street. I parlayed that into my recruiting firm, and I created an awesome e-course about all that. So that is on the house. I'm giving that to you for free. There's me, cute little me talking to you, pleading with you, me, myself, and I. I'm saying me, myself, and I. There's a little, you know, blurb about me there, and a couple of testimonials. So here we go. Week 1, we're talking about being needy. I'm having you guys complete an emotional needy test. We're going to do we talk about anchors, my F3 model, you know, facts, feelings, and fiction. You know, it's a real, it's coaching. I guess that's the big difference, guys. The big difference between the tribe, which is so yummy and delicious and nurturing and empowering and supportive, my program is coaching. Coaching is like this, like, let's go. Okay, so that is the difference. So you have to be ready for that. Okay, so if you're still in a vulnerable, soft space, this is not for you, because I'm like, this is where I'm going to be like pushing you to be uncomfortable. So women, of course, that are still married, we do have some of those that are thinking about it. And if you're in the middle of divorce, this just may not, you may not be ready for this. So I do want to be transparent. So we talk, and by the way, these are the 6 major things that I went through. So that's why I kind of compartmentalized it. And again, once you're in my program, as I add videos, right now it's just going to be 6 videos, but I will be adding more, and you will get access to that forever. So that's the cool thing about it, because you're my OG. You're my OG Fearless Woman Transformation Program. So then we talk about fear. So the following Tuesday, we talk about fear. We talked a little bit about now, but I go even deeper. And again, the coaching element is when I'm going to be asking you to share in the group these fears, because see, the coaching is when this comes out. We actually will give examples of what it's about, and we will talk as a group. The group immersion is really the program. It's not even so much the module. It's the group immersion. And some of you have felt it in the Zoom support group, which is yummy and wonderful, but I don't really talk so much. The Zoom support group is for you to just unload, which is beautiful. And we have conversations, but this is more where, you know, if you're going to just, you know, a little bit that it was, I think, who was it? Was it Cecile, right? Charlene, sorry, Charlene. So many new names I'm getting. I apologize. Like, I called her on it. She made a statement. I called her on it. That's what I do. I'm going to call you on it. When you say things that I don't agree with because it's limiting for you. And again, I'm interested in you, because I want you to be me, myself, and I. So we talk about that, right? Failure and embarrassment, feeling incomplete. This all comes down to lack, that we talk about being needy. I talk about we're going to do emotional quizzes. There's a really cool quiz that I'm going to talk about. So we're going to share all that. Then we talk about worth and love languages in the village. And again, this is more coaching. So we talk, the coaching that day on the week 3 is about your worth. So you're gonna share stories of when your boundaries were compromised, how you felt, why it happened. We're gonna talk the difference between giving and taking and giving and receiving. We're gonna talk about EQ, emotional intelligence. Like, I will like shower you with that you're gonna be like, oh my God, you're gonna be overloaded. And again, every Thursday is Q&A on what we cover. And I have you post cute things in the group. We talk about being a fearless woman, freedom, self-expression, putting yourself first. Again, I talk a lot about this in the lives, but the lives are not the same as the Zoom, right? The Zoom, because I get to see you. And, you know, I want to hear from you too. 4 and 5. By the way, it's called fearlesswoman.co transformation program. Fearless woman with a singular, because it's about you. By the way, I thought really hard about the name too, because I want it to be about you. And then finding a great guy. We talk all about that. That's my favorite. Okay, guys, so if you're interested, please join me on that. I will be closing that on Sunday. And let me remove that. And apart from that, so that's the program. Sign up. And I just want to really instill. I would be interested in a few months. Yeah, perfect. Oh, yeah. I'm doing it again, hopefully in October. And then in January will be the true program. January, I'm going to introduce, like, it's going to be a lot of immersion. I'm really excited about it because the way I think, a lot of women think, but I believe that they're afraid to think that way because of lack and neediness issues. You know, I talk about the elephant in the room, and I do believe, well, I don't believe, I am fearless. Like, I don't really care what people think of me. I just don't. I actually don't think I have for most of my life, but definitely in the last few years, I'm like, I don't care. I'm professional, I'm articulate, I'm succinct, and I want to transfer that to you. And this concept of what I did, the program, this is what I went through, because even though I was like that in the real world, inside I wasn't. And here's the also the nugget. This is the best. When you are the same woman everywhere, with your family, with your friends, at work, at home, at school, in the bed, like with your man, when you're the same, you're free. And that's what I encourage you. Out of anything, be the same. Because when you have to contort and twist and become a pretzel, it's actually so much work. It's so much work to be someone you're not. Actually incorrect. To not be who you are. It's not be someone you're not. It's you're actually repressing and withholding and restricting who you are. That's even harder. It's not even acting. Like, acting is being someone else. You're not even acting. You're actually just being fake. That's even harder. At least when you're acting, it's pretend. We're not even acting. We're being fake. And it's exhausting. That's a lot of work. And when you become a true fearless woman, you'll see that 90% of the people in your life won't be there. That's what happened to me. And I know that's what happens to a lot of people when they do that. Yeah, because we have to step into the shoes of the woman that we are. And because we weren't, those people in our life are actually not healthy for us. That's why. So I'm going to leave you with that big concept. I'm all into that. Like, that's what I'm into right now. I'm into, like, deep thought. I'm into, like, life and energy. I'm into emotions. This is emotional language. It is real. The emotional language of love, of touch, of feeling, of heart. It's all there. Okay, guys. Love you. I'll see you around. I'll see you in the tribe, in the group. We're posting. You know, I'll do another live on the fly. And take good care of yourself. And remember the 3 words we live by: me, myself, and I. Don't ever forget it. Ciao, guys.